Hello, my name is Phil Walker, and today's day 58 of my recommitment to memorize God's Word each and every day. I cannot believe that it's been 1 month since I last quoted a chapter from John chapter 17, 1 month ago. And today, finally, I'm ready to quote John chapter 18. John chapter 18. After Jesus finished praying, he and his disciples crossed the Kidron Valley. His disciples went out and crossed the Kidron Valley. On the other side, there was an olive grove, and Jesus and his disciples went into it. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place, because Jesus and his disciples had often gone there. So Judas came, guiding a detachment of soldiers, with some officials from the chief priests and Pharisees. They were carrying lanterns. They were carrying torches, lanterns, and weapons. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked them, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. Jesus said to them, "I am he." And Judas the traitor was standing there with him. When Jesus said, "I am he," they drew back and fell down. Again, Jesus said to them, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. Jesus said, "I told you I am he. If you're looking for me, then let these men go." This happened so the word Jesus had spoken would be fulfilled. "I've not lost one of those you gave me. I've not lost one of those you gave me." Then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the servant of the high priest. Cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Jesus commanded Peter, "Put your sword away. Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me? Shall I not drink the cup the Father has given me?" Then the detachment of soldiers with its commander and the Jewish officials arrested Jesus. They bound him and brought him first to Annas, the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. The high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jews that it would be good if one man died for the people. Simon Peter and another disciple were following Jesus. Because this disciple was known to the high priest, he went with Jesus into the high priest's courtyard. But Peter had to wait outside at the door. Then the other disciple who was known to the high priest came back, spoke to the girl on duty there, and brought Peter in. "You are not one of his disciples, are you?" the girl at the door asked Peter. But he replied, "I am not." It was cold, and the servants and officials stood by a fire they had made to keep warm. Peter was also standing there with them, warming himself. Meanwhile, the chief priest asked Jesus about his disciples and his teaching. Jesus answered, "I've spoken openly to the world. I always taught in synagogues and at the temple where all the Jews come together. I said nothing in secret. Why question me? Ask those who heard me. Surely they know what I said." When Jesus said this, an official nearby struck him in the face. "Is this the way you answer the high priest?" he demanded. If I said something wrong," Jesus replied, "testify as to what is wrong. But if I spoke the truth, why did you strike me? Then Annas sent him still bound to Caiaphas, the high priest that year. As Simon Peter stood warming himself, he was asked, "You're not one of his disciples, are you?" He denied it, saying, "I am not." Then a servant of the high priest, a relative of the man whose ear Peter had cut off, challenged him. "Didn't I see you with them in the olive grove?" Again, Peter denied it. And at that moment, a rooster began to crow. Then the Jews led Jesus from Caiaphas to the palace of the Roman governor. By now it was early morning, and to avoid ceremonial uncleanness, the Jews did not enter the palace. They wanted to be able to eat the Passover. So Pilate came out to them and asked, "What charges are you bringing against this man?" "If he were not a criminal," they replied, "we would not have handed him over to you." Pilate said, "Take him yourself and judge him by your own law. But we have no right to execute anyone," the Jews objected. This happened so the words Jesus had spoken, indicating the kind of death he was going to die, would be fulfilled. Then Pilate went back into the palace and summoned Jesus and asked, "Are you the king of the Jews?" "Is that your own idea?" Jesus asked, or did others talk to you about me?" "Am I a Jew?" Pilate asked. "It was your people and your chief priests who handed you over to me. What is it you have done?" "What is it you have done?" Jesus answered, "What is it you have done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight to prevent my arrest from the Jews. But now my kingdom is from another place." "You are a king then?" Pilate said. Jesus replied, "You're right in saying I am a king, and for this reason I was born, and for this I came into the world. I came into the world to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." "What is truth?" Pilate asked. With this, he went back outside and said to the people, I find no basis for a charge against this man. But it's your custom for me to release to you one man, one person, at the time of the Passover. Do you want me to release to you the King of the Jews?" But they shouted back, "No, not him. Give us Barabbas." Now Barabbas had taken part in a rebellion. John chapter 18, and I pray you'll be much less than a month when I'll be ready to quote John chapter 19.